Hi, I'm Cyclon, and today we take a look at the Carrion Golem Necromancer. So first, I need a disclaimer. This is a mix between a build guide and a build recommendation, because I've not made this on my own. I've been checking PoE Ninja for most of information. I've been following the content creator, the Game Report, for some information that I couldn't find on PoE Ninja. It is not one-to-one his build. There are some of my inputs based on what I've seen people doing on PoE Ninja. But without further ado, let's head into this. So first, what is this for? So this build is for slow content like blighted maps, and bossing. So what did I achieve with this? Well, I killed Cyrus, Maiden, Conquerors, and I killed the Shaper Guardian imitation as well as the Elder Guardian imitation, and I killed many blighted maps and blight encounters. This build was exactly meant for that. I wanted something that is fairly simple to play and quite automated. I have no flasks that I'm pressing, and in maps I'm mostly just using face run. Sometimes I'm using have to resummon stuff, but with the last upgrade that I did, there's barely anything that I will have to summon. So mostly I'm just running around, sometimes using Flame Dash, and on bosses I use Desecrate, Flesh Offering. Always use Desecrate twice, because we are using Plaguebringer, which increases the damage by 10 and reduces the damage taken by 10. So what do you need to start with this? First thing, you will need 2 cold iron points. You will need 2 primordial harmony, 1 primordial might, and 1 anima stone. On top of that, you will need a 6-link with 2 blue, 3 red, and 1 green. This can be any 6-link. I made the upgrades that I took inside the passive building that I will leave in the description. And you probably want the rest of the gear to just be rare gear with resistances, and get minimum endurance charges on your amulet and rings. You have always 3 endurance charges. It's a bit of resistance and physical damage reduction. The next upgrade that you should do is upgrading your helmet, not with an enchantment but just a bone helmet with Elder Influence on level 80 or higher, and get minion plus 2 minion gems and minion life on it. Other thing that would be good is a large cluster with Rotten Claw and Vicious Bite, combined with Rotten Claws, the Dread Banner, and the Impale support on your golems. You will have 100 chance to impale. Afterwards you can get medium clusters, Dread March Renewal. So with 2 renewals we don't need Grave Pact anymore for the double damage. And with Dread March we do not need Sacrifice cluster these 4 anymore. The first big upgrade will come now, which is the +2 amulet. We want to awaken our orb or buy intelligence and physical skill gems. And we want to anoint charisma. With the annotation of charisma we are able to use determination, before that use vitality. And those are the first batch of upgrades. This is the upgrades that increase your damage by a lot, while don't have a lot of investment needed. And while the start was, at least for me, about 2 exalts, here we had maybe 8-9 exalts for those upgrades. That includes most of the cost goes into the amulet, because Awakener Orb is a basis and the golden oils can get a bit pricey, but it's definitely worth it. The one was like a 20% increase in damage in passive building. Now we come to the bit more pricey and not giving that much upgrades, but still good. We start with Awakened Support Gems, Minion Damage, Physical and Brutality, as well as a Divergent Multi-Strike and Divergent Impale. Afterwards we can get a Divergent Flesh Offering and Awakened Generosity and Unbound Ailments. Those two are nice to have, but are not that pricey, but also not that needed. I would first go for the 6-link upgrade, then for the Divergent Flash offering, then for these two. Divergent Flash offering has the alternate quality for increased attack speed. This is really good. And now are really just 2 big upgrades left to do that can be more pricier. So we're looking at, from our 10x, we are now at 15x. And the last 2 upgrades would give us like to 20, 22 or something, depending on how unlucky we are with crafting or how cheap you can get the bases. And then there is the survivability upgrade. The survivability upgrade I will pop off first because it's a bit more important. You need about level 92 for that to not lose too much damage. But we want to get our hands on 2 Born of Chaos clusters with 4% chaos resistance. If that's too pricey and it's cheaper, you could also look if you can get the chaos resistance on the medium cluster. But there as well, either one is going to be more pricey. Look up which ones and change accordingly. I got them on the Chaos cluster, so I have a Born of Chaos, 4 Chaos Res, and Born of Chaos, 25 increased effect, 3 Chaos Res. The one is 18, other one is 16, so this one's actually better, but it can be more pricey. I was able to snipe this one, so be in mind of that. And we need another jewel socket, so we can get Glorious Vanity in. The reason why we need level 92 is because we need to pick up 3 additional jewel sockets on the tree. Because we are needing 3 additional jewels, the 2 small clusters and the Glorious Vanity, and those need to be in these positions. We want to have Divine Flesh. This will give our chaos resistance up to 86, with 86 chaos res, and the converting of 50% of elements to chaos. We negate a lot more damage than if we would just have the elemental resistances. We have about 50 to 60k EHP to elemental now, and to gain the same for physical we use a Taste of Hate, and we could also use helmet craft if we don't need a chaos resistance on the helmet. We can get the resistance physical damage taken as fire, and we could use instead of basalt, or instead of the basalt we could use the ruby flask to further decrease the physical damage taken to like 70k and further decrease our fire damage taken as well. With these changes we are able to use Forbidden Taste 2, so with that we are fully automated in Flask and fully automated in Tree. One last thing that you want to do is early on you want to use your zombies, Feeding Frenzy and Maim in a 3-link, and once you have enough damage you can move the Feeding Frenzy and the zombies in the helmet and use Move Convocation out. I still use it, but you don't have to at this point anymore. If you're far away from your zombies and Carrion Golems, they just teleport on top of you and continue attacking there. But it's a nice to have in boss fights where you need to get them out, for example a Valentina Storm. Okay. For the rest of the skill gems it's quite simple. You can just check the path of building. I have the links there. I noted any notes that needed to be. So with that, let's head to the final upgrade. This is the big money upgrade. We are looking at a 80 plus bone helmet with Carrion Golem enchantment. And we're looking at an Astro Plate that has at least active skill gems and intelligence gems. And if possible, strength. And dexterity is like not needed because it only goes for impale. It's still an increase in damage. But we would love to have strength either, but just activity and active is enough. Those are all the upgrades that are ready for this build. If you want to upgrade even further after that, you should look at the game report. Again, he's a content creator on YouTube and Twitch. And yeah, I stopped at this point because this build is not able to do all the content. With the last 2 upgrades I was able to kill Maven. With just the secondary upgrades I was able to do the Shaper and the the Shaper Guardians and the Elder Guardian invitations. And just with the first upgrades I was able to do any Conqueror and Cyrus with ease. Don't think there's much more left to say. So with that, check out the POB for passive tree with the changes. I did not include any leveling trees because again, this is just for the end game, more like a build recommendation for set content, bossing, and slow content like Blight or Harvest. All that being said, I hope this was helpful. I hope if you're interested and this build worked out for you, you could come back and maybe leave a like or subscribe on this. And all that being said, have a great day.